Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to discuss another quick topic about Buddhism, and actually these topics are not about Buddhism. It's about our life. What Buddhism does is what Buddha did was he explained everything um, about our life to get away from the suffering. So the, these topics they are really related to our life. So anyway, so the topic is how do we get happiness, or how we are satisfied. What is the process of getting that satisfaction? Okay, let's say in theory, the process is our mind is in an equanimity, and because of some other external forces this get unbalanced, and then we are trying to we speak, we act, or we think accordingly to close the gap. And this closing the gap, that's process. Once this process is taking place, we feel like we are happy. So that's the theory behind that, but we will put that into few examples such a way that you understand properly. All right, let's say there is a family, and then the daughter, let's say Chelsea goes to school and she comes home roughly around 3:30 p.m. after school. So mom knows every day, every school day, she comes home about 3:30. So when she sees Chelsea, mom's happy. But now let's say that particular Monday, Chelsea didn't come by 4 o'clock. So mom is bit unrest now, and she thinks, okay, she might have Chelsea might have had a friend, or chatting, have a quick chat, or maybe playing in the playground or something. So then it became 4:30, she's not there. So mom just comes out of the house and can see, let's say, if the school is close by, then if mom sees Chelsea is walking, then she goes to the road, the front of the house, and see whether she's coming. But still she's not there. So then mom's very unrest now. Okay, now 4:30, now 5 o'clock, and then mom's unrest is increasing bit by bit. And let's say till about 7 o'clock, there's no information, no nothing from Chelsea. And then in that situation, what does mom do is then probably she calls dad or friends, or friends mom. Then probably friends mom says their daughters or sons, they came home by 4 o'clock and they didn't see Chelsea. Then that exaggerate the situation. So then 7:30, Chelsea is not there. So then mom's very uncomfortable, and she calls the police, and she does everything possible to look for Chelsea. And let's say by 8 o'clock, Chelsea comes home and they knock the door, and then mom's very happy seeing her. So then let's say she got the extra class or something, she forgot to tell mom, or so something happened. But anyway, the mom's very happy now because she saw Chelsea. So from Chelsea was supposed to come home by 3:30, but till 4 o'clock she was not there. 4:35, 5:36, 6:37, till 7 o'clock, mom's unrest was increasing bit by bit by bit, and then by 7 o'clock it was at the top, and then she can't bear more unrest than that. So then she takes the action. So but suddenly when Chelsea knocks the door, and then she is very happy. But now let's put that situation into that theory. Mom was in inequality about 3 o'clock, because she knows that Chelsea comes home by 3:30, let's say. and there's no problem. But little by little by little, her unrest, that gap is increasing. So by 7 o'clock, gap is at the highest level. But all of a sudden, when Chelsea knocks the door, and again the gap closes. That process, where while the mom sees Chelsea, that process, because of that closing the gap, is called pleasure. And when we go a little bit further, now let's say Chelsea is home, right? So 7:30, 8, and she had a wash, and then now they're having dinner, and but now also mom is seeing Chelsea. So then, if that that seeing of Chelsea gives her that high pleasure at the dinner table, and after 8, 9 o'clock, still mom sees Chelsea, but she doesn't get that feeling which she got 7 o'clock when Chelsea knocked the door. So if seeing Chelsea gives her that happiness, every time mom sees Chelsea should give her that level of happiness. But now Chelsea is home, there's no problem, the mom is in equilibrium situation, so she doesn't have the happiness. So do you understand the fact that to get somebody a pleasure, he or she must vexed first, must unsettle first, or must unbalance their mentality first. So who does that? That particular individual does it. Why? Because in this instance, that Chelsea's mom is attached to Chelsea. So mom needs Chelsea to be home by 3:30, and that's what she was expecting. That's what her expectation. So that expectation didn't meet. So now she was unsettling little by little by little, and all of a sudden that gap closes, and then how she's happy. But after that, still Chelsea's home, but she doesn't have that happiness. Let's say you need a strawberry ice cream, and the ice cream parlor is going to be open by 5 o'clock, but now 3 o'clock. One of your friends come and tell you, in that particular parlor today or yesterday introduced a new strawberry category of ice cream, and then she gives you all the good stories about that particular ice cream. So now you want to eat that ice cream, but unfortunately now the time is 3 o'clock, but the shop is closed now, so the shop is going to be open by 5 o'clock. That from the point your friend gave you that idea about the ice cream, that's very good, that feeling. Now suddenly you unbalance your mentality. Now you want to fill that gap. So till 2, then that 2 hours to go, that 2 hours you are unsettled. But 5 o'clock, you go to the shop, get the ice cream, and eat the ice cream. Now the gap closes. That process is called the pleasure. So, but the important thing here is, who got that mentality unsettled? That's you. So you made that unsettled. So then after that, with that unsettled mind, now you do anything possible, you spoke everything possible, you thought everything you have to, and all of these things you did to get this settled again. You have to understand, it was you got this unsettled, and you did everything possible to get this settled back. So that process is called the pleasure. So do you understand how stupid that pleasure is? So put that into all the context in your life, about buying a car, buying a house, going to uni, getting married, preparing some sort of food, and buying a music video, going to movies, anything, going on a cruise and going to different country. So all of these things, it is you going to unsettle your mind, then you act, speak, think upon that process, trying to get that gap filled, and you work hard on it. Now the gap is closed. Now you are happy. Now you call that happy, but you forgot all the hard works you did to close that gap. So because of that little layer of icing, you forgot all the hard works behind it. But when you take that layer of the icing off, then you see everything you've done, the hard works you've done. So just imagine how stupid that is, because you got it unsettled, you work hard on it, you close the gap. Now you think you are happy. So that is everything in your life, in our life, in this in environment. So think about that, put that context into your daily activities. So I will come and see you in another video to show you how we're going to get rid of these situations. So that's it for today. So bye for now. Terwan Sarnai.